And if you want to see more of Lang Lang's amazing skills, go to the website where you can view a special performance he recorded exclusively for the Culture Show. Now, Charlie Brooker has made a name for himself as one of the wittiest writers around. He co-wrote the parody of Hoxton TV types, Nathan Barley, earning him widespread acclaim, and his television reviews on BBC4 show Screenwipe have become a must-watch. So who better to give us his take on the rash of elimination shows currently gracing our screens?
Live on BBC One this Saturday night.
Flop around half awake in front of Saturday night TV and you could be forgiven for thinking you'd already fallen asleep because there's such a woozy, dreamlike feel to it all. It's all tumbling balls and grinning buffoons, synchronised hippos and the downright unreal Doctor Who with a monster whose head is a sort of brain with oily penises coming out of it. Freud would have a field day with that. And then there are the Saturday night treats that are billed as dreams but turned out to be more like repressed abuse memories like this.
I close my eyes.
Next. Any Dream Will Do is one of the creepiest mainstream programmes in living memory. Ostensibly a feel-good quest to find a new leading man for a production of Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, the end result is more like a sinister recruitment film for some futuristic religion. Actually, the cult-worshipping overtones have been evident since show 1. First, the leaders snatched some of society's most sensitive and deluded souls straight off the streets before isolating them for several weeks and subjecting them to a series of disorientating ordeals, apparently designed to bring on a full psychological breakdown.
Just want to go on.
Most inhumane of all, they have to share an enclosed space with Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah, I wouldn't stand too close, I think his face might be catching. Having passed the initial ceremony, the remaining disciples embark on an epic quest to uncover the Chosen One in a stomach-churning weekly sing-off which, to all intents and purposes, is basically the gay equivalent of Virtua Fighter. Then, just when you think the show can't get any camper or weirder, they make the Josephs strip down to loincloths and sing in front of their own mothers.
I think Rob will absolutely love being on stage in a loincloth.
When Lewis comes out there on the stage and sees me, I just hope he can hold it together and stay focused. He'll definitely give the other boys a run for the money.
First up is Keith, who still has no idea his mom, Irene, is waiting on the stage.
What a surprise!
Come on, Keith, she's seen it all before.
Something really wrong about this. I can't imagine they got last year's Marias to dress up in bikinis and parade around in front of their dads. It's so sick it's almost German. Still, it's hard to feel that sorry for the contestants even when they cry, because they don't seem altogether human themselves, more like visitors who've just beamed in from the Gillette dimension. Take Lewis here. Look at him. What is he? What is he? What exactly is he? He looks like 3 different members of Take That simultaneously impersonating a snooker cue. And it's not the first time he's been on TV.
Switching to screen, I believe I can get something visual.
Look, here he is in the 60s, putting the wind up the crew of the Enterprise in an especially chilling episode of groundbreaking sci-fi epic Star Trek. Actually, they all give me the creeps. They're like daycare workers from space. I keep expecting their eyes to start glowing and for them to suddenly announce that they're our new leaders. Still, even a squeaky clean and ethereal lineup like this has its own share of bad apples, as demonstrated by recent evictee Seamus. Seamus apparently thought he was a shoo-in to play Joseph since he was already playing Jesus Christ in his genuine day-to-day life.
Now you're out of the competition. Are you surprised? You must be surprised.
Yeah, well, it's conspiracy theory. I'm going through my head.
Yeah, inside job, yeah. Controlled demolitions, yeah. Yeah, the truth, yeah. Wake up. Having seen through the tissue of government lies, the budding David Koresh turned the show finale into a hissy strop, refusing to give up the famous coat too easily and changing the final lyric into an almighty up yours to everyone in the studio. I think I've seen a poster for that. Anyway, while Joseph's musical quest chugs away on the Beeb, ITV are offering an identical show, cunningly disguised as something that's merely extremely similar. You know, if Al-Qaeda shot the 2,000 biggest celebrities in the country dead one day, this is what TV would look like every night for the next 10 years. Judging proceedings are 4 towering pillars of wisdom. Santa Claus 2000, Justin Timberlake, Pam Grier and David Guest, played here by a semi-melted Paul Simon going to a fancy dress party as Mr. T. In theory, you'd expect Grease to win out because it's a better and more popular musical than Joseph, but unfortunately, next to the BBC's airbrushed Christian rock festival, ITV's offering all seems a little low rent. Yes, while the Beebs' window dummy Josephs look too polished to be human, ITV's Grease monkeys seem more like cheery checkout staff at a holiday camp. Real they may be, glamorous they ain't.
Well, I hear music, close my eyes, feel the rhythm.
Yeah, even with the best will in the world, it's hard to imagine people queuing round the block to see a West End production starring Joe Pasquale Jr. and a shrieking borderline fetus. The attitude to real people is patronising on both shows. Anyone who's northern or good with their hands isn't allowed to forget it in a hurry.
It's a plasterer from Rotherham. You've done so brilliantly. You look like a different bloke.
Well done, you northern...
I don't know what to say, I'll be honest.
Bob, of course, the builder. Well, we've got to see whether he can actually entertain us on the West End stage and ask ourselves, I suppose, whether somebody like Michael Crawford could build a conservatory.
Okay.
What's strange about both shows is how unironic and straight-laced they are. Apart from that weird loincloth incident, it's wholesome cruise ship entertainment all the way. It makes them almost an anomaly in this day and age. They're like dreams from yesteryear, albeit the sort of dreams that leave you feeling as though you've been violated in your sleep.
Charlie Brooker, who's left me wondering what is the collective noun for Josephs?